but I think especially Caitlin Clark, and I'm a huge fan, and I never say that, but I think it's fun what she's doing. When it comes to viewership, man, I think a lot of people have a lot to learn about our league, but I think that's a really fun thing. And if you have really anything negative to say about all the viewership and everything that this rookie class is doing, I just think that you're not capitalizing on it and you might be a little jealous. So for me, I'm all for it. I'm about it. I love all this stuff.
Sophie Cunningham has officially teamed up with Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, forming the duo fans have been eagerly waiting for. Known for her fiery personality, Sophie isn't holding back, especially when it comes to defending Clark from critics. Meanwhile, the Fever made a bold move by trading away NaLyssa Smith, whose attitude had reportedly become a problem. Her time in Indiana came to an abrupt end, as she was sent packing, along with her partner in pettiness, DJ Carrington. From locker room tension to outright disrespect, the duo seemed more focused on stirring drama than playing ball. Now, both Smith and Carrington are headed to Dallas. Was this a case of karma catching up? Or is there even more behind-the-scenes drama we haven't uncovered yet? Let's break it all down.
Why does everybody hate Caitlin Clark? And do you hate Caitlin Clark? Come on, talk
dude.
to me.
Absolutely not. I think that she's a gem. I didn't know her, but All-Star Weekend, we kind of bantered back and forth a little bit. And she's lovely. She has a lot of pressure on her shoulders. And I think a lot of people always have a lot to say with people they don't even know or shoes they've never been in. And for me, I think she's handling the pressure very well. She's doing a lot of great things for women's basketball. And I'm a fan. Like, I would love to play with her one day, for real.
Sophie Cunningham has long expressed her desire to play alongside Caitlin Clark. She's always respected Clark's game, admired her work ethic, and understood that when you have a generational talent like Clark, you support her, not undermine her. Now, that dream has become a reality. Sophie is officially a member of the Indiana Fever, and fans couldn't be more excited. But what makes this move even sweeter? The Fever didn't just add the right player, they let go of the wrong one. That's right, NaLyssa Smith is out. The same player who couldn't even pretend to have Caitlin's back on the court. The same Smith who brought nothing but negativity, locker room tension, and a me-first attitude that weighed the team down like an anchor on a sinking ship. With this fresh start, the Fever are looking stronger than ever.
What is that? It might not be from you, but like what is the? I mean, it feels it's not hate, but is it jealousy? Is it envy? Is it just like, what is it?
Yeah, I see both sides. I'm not an extremist in any way,
Yeah.
and so I like to see both sides of each party. I think when you have older people in the league, they work their tails off and they didn't get the recognition. They don't get paid millions of dollars before they even step on the court. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
for them, it's all about, okay, well, what are your stats? What are you doing for the actual game, like while you're playing?
Yeah.
And then for them,
Sophie Cunningham isn't just a great player. She's the kind of teammate every team wants. Passionate, team-oriented, and most importantly, respectful of Caitlin Clark. She understands that Clark isn't just another player. She's the future of the WNBA. Smart players recognize that and adapt accordingly. Unlike NaLyssa Smith, who seemed more focused on passive-aggressive antics than actual basketball, fans saw it. The organization saw it. And now, the Fever have made the smartest move possible, cutting ties with Smith.
Free from, folks, we are free from NaLyssa Smith. NaLyssa Smith no longer on the Indiana Fever. Kelly Krauskopf came in and said, "Oh, you gotta go."
NaLyssa Smith wasn't just a poor fit on the court. She was a disruptive presence off of it as well. The energy she brought felt like a storm cloud hanging over practices, games, and even the locker room. Team chemistry suffered whenever she was around, and no matter how you spin it, that kind of negativity matters. Her lack of respect for Caitlin Clark was evident in every lazy defensive effort, every eye roll, and every missed opportunity to step up when it counted.
NaLyssa Smith is confused as to why Indiana Fever fans don't want her on their team. And it's really not that hard to understand, NaLyssa. Let me tell you why. We don't even need to take into account any of your social media outbursts We don't need to take into account any of your sub-tweets. We don't need to take into account any of your drama-chasing antics off the court. We don't need to take into account your passive-aggressive ways. You're removing the Indiana Fever one day in your bio, adding them in the next day in your bio, tweeting other people's tweets. We don't even need to take into account all the unnecessary drama and garbage that you add to this team when it comes off the court. All we really need to do is sit back and watch you on the court. It's really not that hard of a concept to grasp.
Meanwhile, Sophie Cunningham has been nothing but supportive. She's the kind of player who lifts her teammates up, not drags them down. While Sophie has openly praised Clark's game, Nalissa couldn't even pretend to care. She wouldn't defend Clark, wouldn't act like a true teammate, and certainly didn't play like someone determined to win.
This is amazing for women's basketball. This is amazing for women's sports in general. You have so many people, so many new and fresh eyes on our sport that maybe they're a little uneducated and maybe they kind of stir the pot a little bit. And so I get that. But for that class to come in, you have her.
The Fever are finally moving forward with a roster that makes sense. A team built on chemistry, respect, and a winning mentality. As for Nalissa Smith and DJ Carrington, let's just say they now have plenty of time to reflect on where it all went wrong. Indiana finally woke up and realized what fans had been saying all along. Nalissa Smith was the problem. The energy was off, the chemistry was non-existent, and the vibe? Pure negativity. But that's all in the past now. Sophie Cunningham has arrived, and she's exactly what this team needed. She's not just a tough, skilled player, she's a leader. The kind of teammate who lifts others up, brings intensity to the court, and respects the game. The fact that she openly expressed her desire to play alongside Caitlin Clark, and now gets to, feels like the basketball gods finally got one right.
More breaking news, another signing just happened. Sophie Cunningham was just acquired to the Indiana Fever. By the Indiana Fever. Oh my goodness. Within 2 hours. And guess who was gone? Nalissa Smith is gone.
Smith's departure? No tears, no farewell tribute, no emotional goodbyes. Just a collective sigh of relief from Fever fans. Let's be real, Smith wasn't helping the team, on or off the court. Her body language was off, her effort inconsistent, and her attitude toward Caitlin Clark, especially during that social media stunt, was nothing short of disrespectful.
Ow! Oh,
I'm sorry.
You poked me in the eye.
You did.
I did not poke
Did you do it on purpose?
I did not poke you in the eye.
You did it on purpose?
I got hit in the knee. That was my reflex.
It looked like you were just laughing.
It was clear she wasn't fully invested in the team's success, and honestly, the Fever are better off without that toxic energy. I mean, have you seen some of the things she said about Caitlin in the past? No wonder the locker room felt like walking into an awkward family dinner.
Sophie Cunningham is not finna put up with the hate and the bullying Caitlin Clark has been receiving throughout the WNBA, because we know last year that was a big target for Caitlin Clark, was to get an enforcer. And like I keep telling y'all, Kelly Cristobal is not messing around.
But here's where it gets exciting. Sophie Cunningham's arrival isn't just a roster change. It's the beginning of a new era. She brings respect, hustle, and a winning mentality, everything that was missing from Smith. The Fever didn't just make a trade. They made a statement. They're done with drama. They're here to win. And for Caitlin Clark, the fans, and the entire organization, this is a massive victory. The team is finally building something special, and with Smith gone, the sky's the limit. Cunningham and Clark? Now that's a duo you can rally behind. No more locker room tension, no more bad vibes, just basketball, played the right way. As for Nalissa Smith, her time with the Indiana Fever is over, and something tells me she won't be getting a "We miss you" card anytime soon.
So Nalissa Smith is now playing on the same team as DJ Carrington. For the first time since their Baylor days, they are playing on the same team. And even a couple of months ago, Dejanay was being asked about the potential of the two of them playing together, and she literally said, she's like, "Oh, that's not going to happen. Because Connecticut aren't going to, because I'm not, basically said, I'm not leaving Connecticut, and Indiana aren't going to trade you." Turns out both of them got traded. And both of them got traded to the same team, the Dallas.
Speaking of Smith, let's talk about how fast she updated her bio after the trade. She didn't even let the ink dry on the paperwork before announcing her move to the Dallas Wings. And here's the plot twist. She's reuniting with her girlfriend, DJ Carrington, one of the most controversial players in the league. You might remember Carrington for her signature move last season, poking Caitlin Clark in the eye. Yep, because apparently, when you can't outplay someone, you resort to playground tactics. Now, with Smith and Carrington back on the same roster, the Dallas Wings might want to invest in a full-time PR team because this duo isn't exactly known for keeping things drama-free. Smith struggled to find her place in Indiana, and as for Carrington, she's been making more headlines for her antics than her actual performances. This isn't just a basketball move, it's a recipe for disaster. The Wings didn't sign a dynamic duo, they signed a walking, talking reality show. Good luck, Dallas. You're going to need it.
Rest of the game, thanks. Yeah, obviously got me pretty good in the eye. I don't think it affected me. Honestly, I felt like I got good shots. They just didn't go down.
Indiana is thriving this offseason. They've gone from a playoff team to a legitimate championship contender. The Fever are locked in, moving forward without distractions, while Smith and Carrington seem poised to bring nothing but headaches to the Dallas Wings. Let's be honest. Indiana fans are celebrating. They finally got what they've been asking for. NaLyssa Smith is gone. And with her exit, the dark cloud of negativity that loomed over the team has vanished. The air feels fresher, the vibes are better, and the locker room finally feels like a place where winning is the priority. Smith didn't just underperform on the court, she failed to show any real loyalty to the fanbase that once cheered her name. Remember when Carrington openly disrespected Fever supporters? Where was Smith then? Silent. No defense of her team. No leadership. Nothing. It was clear her connection to Indiana was surface level at best. The Fever deserved better, and now they finally have it.
So anyway, NaLyssa Smith is joining her teammate and her girlfriend, Dejanay Carrington. Of course, Dejanay poked out the eyeball there of Caitlin Clark last year.
Indiana is thriving this offseason. They've gone from a playoff team to a legitimate championship contender. The Fever are locked in, moving forward without distractions, while Smith and Carrington seem poised to bring nothing but headaches to the Dallas Wings. Let's be honest. Indiana fans are celebrating. They finally got what they've been asking for. NaLyssa Smith is gone. And with her exit, the dark cloud of negativity that loomed over the team has vanished. The air feels fresher, the vibes are better, and the locker room finally feels like a place where winning is the priority. Smith didn't just underperform on the court, she failed to show any real loyalty to the fanbase that once cheered her name. Remember when Carrington openly disrespected Fever supporters? Where was Smith then? Silent. No defense of her team. No leadership. Nothing. It was clear her connection to Indiana was surface level at best. The Fever deserved better, and now they finally have it.
Breaking news came down, so we have to discuss it. This is what we do here. We're talking about the Indiana Fever making yet another move, Alicia, because they're Thanos right now and they're collecting all the Infinity Stones.
With these additions, the Fever have transformed from a team weighed down by players like Smith into a WNBA powerhouse. No more dead weight. No more players standing by while the organization and its fans are disrespected. The Fever now have a roster full of players who fight for their city, their teammates, and their fans.
So Alexa Filippo, hopefully I'm pronouncing her name properly, she is the one who's been breaking all this news. She tweeted 6-time All-Star and WNBA champ Joanna Bonner is signing with the Indiana Fever by re-signing Kelsey Mitchell, trading for Sophie Cunningham, and signing experienced vets Bonner and Natasha Howard. The Fever have catapulted into the title conversation, and I couldn't agree with her.
Indiana fans no longer have to watch a player coast through games with zero passion. Instead, they've got a roster full of winners, with players who appreciate the support, respect the game, and deliver results. The Fever are back, stronger than ever. The future is bright, the championship window is wide open, and it all started by cutting ties with the weak links. Meanwhile, over in Dallas, NaLyssa Smith is already facing an uncertain future. She arrived thinking she'd be a key piece, but with the Wings stacking their roster, her role is fading, just like her impact in Indiana. She's on borrowed time, and honestly, the writing's on the wall. The Fever made a statement. They're done with mediocrity, and Smith's departure was just the first step. She was never the elite player Indiana needed. No leadership, no defensive grit, just flashes of potential that never translated into consistent success. Dallas will figure it out soon enough. Smith isn't built for a team chasing greatness. But Indiana? They've got their eyes on the prize, and now, nothing is holding them back.
The Dallas Wings have already got a replacement. Literally. The Dallas Wings have already got have already signed a replacement for NaLyssa Smith. They signed Maisha Hines-Allen. And not only that, they're paying Maisha Hines-Allen nearly a man.
The Indiana Fever have completely reinvented themselves, embracing a bold new identity. They've not only signed key free agents, but also kept their core, Clark, Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, and Lexi Hull, intact. This isn't the same struggling franchise from years past. This team is built for championship contention. The addition of DeWanna Bonner brings more than just veteran experience. She brings a winner's mentality, something the Fever desperately needed. Add in Natasha Howard's return, and Indiana now has a defense that's tougher, grittier, and ready to dominate the paint. Every offseason move Indiana made wasn't just smart, it was strategic, carefully crafted to turn the Fever into a powerhouse. Meanwhile, over in Dallas, NaLyssa Smith is already struggling to find her place. With a flood of new talent on the Wings roster, she's quickly fading into the background. And at this rate, it's only a matter of time before she's pushed out of the rotation entirely.
Now, Sophie Cunningham is a good player. She can shoot the three. She can 3-and-D it. She's pretty good on defense. She's fast. I think the Fever are looking for the fast pace.
This new-look Fever squad is poised to make serious waves in the WNBA, and Sophie Cunningham is here to put the bullies in their place. Her three-point shooting stretches the floor, giving Clark the space she needs to work her magic. Defenses can no longer just collapse on Clark, not with Cunningham lurking on the perimeter, ready to drain threes. But most importantly, Cunningham is the enforcer this team needed, ready, willing, and unafraid to stand up for Clark and bring toughness when it matters most.
Someone also, if you guys remember back at WNBA All-Star, there was this clip that was going viral where Sophie grabbed Caitlyn and was like, hey, do you want to come to Phoenix? And she has been very vocal in the media that she loves Caitlyn Clark's game and she would love to play with her at some point. And so I just feel like she is going to be a great fit for this team.
Cunningham plays with a chip on her shoulder, and that fiery attitude is contagious. She's tough, resilient, and thrives on competition. The energy in the locker room feels different. The court feels different. This isn't just a rebuild. It's the start of something special. When you have a team full of players who genuinely support each other, it translates to success on the court. That kind of chemistry isn't just a bonus. It's the foundation of
contenders. Even ESPN themselves is starting to believe that. Rebecca Lobo weighs in on it. The Indiana Fever is definitely...
As the season approaches, all eyes will be on Indiana. Caitlyn Clark's sophomore season will be under a microscope, but having a vocal, battle-tested teammate like Sophie Cunningham will help ease that pressure. The Fever aren't just looking to compete, they're looking to dominate. Bringing in Cunningham is another step in the right direction, solidifying Indiana's status as a legitimate threat. She's not just happy to be here, she's hungry to win. And when you combine that hunger with Clark's generational talent, you've got a recipe for something special. This team has been through its fair share of struggles, but those days are over. This is a new era, one defined by talent, leadership, and the kind of swagger that wins championships. The combination of youth, experience, and the undeniable star power of Caitlyn Clark has created a buzz around Indiana like never before. The excitement is real, the potential is limitless, and the Fever's future has never looked brighter. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Click the video on the screen, and we'll see you in the next one.